Con 2 minutos. Let's call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Commission Chair Francisco Vasquez.
Present.
Commission Vice Chair Jesus Cervantes.
Present.
Secretary and Historian Johanna Hessr.
Here, present.
Commission Member Juan Duran.
Present.
Commission Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Vice Chair, please lead us in the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. Vice Chair, please lead us in the pledge of allegiance. Change the flag. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Can everyone put it on mute? Because it's like super background noise. Interference.
Yeah, it's good.
Can everyone put it on mute? Because it's like super background noise.
Yeah, it's that 928-7112 number.
Who's that? Can they put it on
They're
mute?
taking care of it.
There was like screeching noises. We can't hear a thing.
No, yeah, they're trying to fix it. They're fixing it. They're working on it.
We can't hear a thing.
No, yeah, they're trying to fix it. They're fixing it.
We can't hear a thing.
It's dead silent. We can't hear anything. Hello, council members. We can't hear anything. It's silent. Can you hear me?
I can, but...
Oh, yeah. I can hear you, Juan.
Maybe I should call Jesus.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Let me find them in my contacts.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, I can hear you. We just need volume here.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So now I understand why they say technology is not a good it's not a good source to trust. Commissioner Duran, can you hear us?
Yes. But there's a lot.
Perfect. Thank you.
There's a lot of screaming. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hear a lot of screeching on our end.
Now we don't. Now it's good.
There you go. I think they found the source of the problem now.
Okay.
Now you sound like if you were here. Thank you, commissioners. Okay, let's move on with item number 4, call to the public. This is the time for the public to comment. Members of the Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission may not discuss items that are not specifically identified in the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to our Son revised titles, 38-34101, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to any criticism or scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later time. Anyone? That is correct.
Okay, so.
Can you approach the microphone?
And where do they approach?
So right there.
Is this the microphone?
Yes.
Hello, hello. I don't think that's on.
That's it.
Good afternoon. My name is Sonia Moreno Urquiza, and I would like to serve the city as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission from the city of Somerton. I live here in Somerton, and I worked as a teacher for many years. I work at the middle school right now. I'm a science teacher there. I live at 1110 North Andrea Avenue here in Somerton. And so that's my request is that I'm considered to be a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission.
Thank you very much. At this point, Mr. Our Director of Parks and Recs will take your letter or reason. Okay, right here.
Hello?
Yes, Johanna,
Hi.
Commissioner.
Is she finished, or can we ask her questions?
At this moment, we cannot take any action because it's called to the public, but you may ask her questions here.
Hello?
Hi there.
Yeah,
Hi there. Just wanted to ask why you would like to join the Parks and Rec Commission.
I work at the same school as Mr. Vasquez, and he has told me about the work that you do for the city, and so I'm interested in participating.
Awesome.
In any way, I'm not very knowledgeable yet, but I think I'm volunteering, and I think I could be of service.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. We definitely need members to be of service and work as a team to fulfill our mission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to wish you good luck, and I hope you hear from the city, and later on you may be you may be contacted by the next city council meeting for you to do a presentation there, and then I hope I can see you on board. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Anybody else at a distance for also the public? Okay, thank you very much. Then, being none, let's move on to item number 5, consent agenda. All matters listed here are considered to be routine by the Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. The desired, then items will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Okay. Item 5.1, approval of minutes, as presented by Secretary Historian Johanna Hessr, Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission, regular meetings for the minutes of February 2021. If you have the time to read those minutes, I got them yesterday, so I had the time to read them. I would like to make the motion to approve the minutes as presented. Second. Thank you. Since there is a motion to accept the minutes as presented by our Secretary Historian Johanna Hessr, I need a motion, please. Saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Johanna, are you there? Commissioner, Secretary, Historian Hessr, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Do you approve your own minutes?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, that carries. Okay. And also, let's go for the item listed under, also for the Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission regular meetings for March 21st. These were the last minutes presented to us. Okay, so we need to make I wonder if we have to make a separate motion for the minutes for this last meeting. They're presented separately.
No, in this case, I think since you separated into both, might as well just keep it the same. But in the future, since it's one major item, you can just do the motion for the two items at once.
Yes, but okay.
But in this case, we can break it up into two.
Just for one, yeah. Yeah, so just to be on the legal side, I would like to make the motion to approve the Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission regular meetings for March 2021.
I second that motion.
Thank you. All those in favor to approve the minutes for March 2021?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Then you have the approval of the minutes. Item number 6, presentations. We don't have any presentations. Let's move on with item number 7, old business. All items are for discussion and possible action. Item number 7.1, follow-up discussion on amendment to the City Ordinance number 2017-002 under the section of 16-22 in relation to changing composition of commission from 9 members to 7 members.
Good evening, Commission Chair, Vice Chair, members. This is Mesa Parks and Recreation Director. Here before you review this item that was previously reviewed in the council meeting. The recomposition of the Parks and Recreation Commission was approved from 9 members to 7 in the previous council meeting. Just want to confirm that request from the Parks and Recreation Commission was already approved. And at this point, I leave it open for any questions or comments, suggestions. As you can see there in ordinance number 2021/002, under section 16/2/2, it was already modified and it's waiting signatures, but it was already approved by a motion by City Council.
I just want to say, Jesus, that you have done a wonderful job in supporting us with this request, and I hope that I hope at least once in this year we're going to have a full attendance, the 7 members. So let's keep up the good work, and just want to say thank you for being there. Okay.
If I can add something, it was also mentioned during the previous council meeting, brought before me by City Council. They have a request to the Parks and Recreation Commission involving modifying the policy or the term about non-residents. They're going to stand, any members currently involved in the commission would stand and continue being a member of the commission. But it was requested to me to channel that information to the commission to modify that option for non-residents and limit it to only residents of Somerton in its entirety. I just want to review that with the commission before next council meeting. It was requested of me that I bring this forward in one of the meetings in May and to review it with City Council and possibly approve, make the first reading for that motion.
Okay. So in this case, we may put on the agenda as a possible items for us to review.
Yeah.
In this case, we're going to keep whoever is from outside the city of Somerton, say Foothills or Yuma, in their current post.
Exactly.
Okay. But if we go for the new changes will reflect that participants for the Parks and Recs Commission will be Somerton residents. Am I clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, okay, in the summer current events, for future agenda, let's discuss this. Okay. Any questions, members at distance?
Yes.
Not questions at this time. I make a comment on it, kind of a little bit of background as to why it's in our current bylaws. It was actually the original city ordinance, ordinance 291, adopted in 2005, under the original section 13.2-4, where the city did call for 2 non-city residents. I just wanted to make that clarification because I think during the meeting there was some confusion as to where that came from. I just wanted to clarify that it was already a city ordinance. It wasn't a Parks and Rec Commission created one.
Yeah.
Another aspect is, and I'll save the majority for actual discussion, but I just want to note that I believe it'll just alienate some of our surrounding community members that use our facilities where they will not be able to serve. So, but nonetheless, I just wanted to throw that out there just to clarify where the original ordinance came from. Thank you.
Yeah, just to a little bit of history on that, when the commission was created or actually being put together, okay, we didn't have anything here in Somerton.
Yeah.
So back then, the city of Yuma had actually a commission established, which we did not. Okay, in Somerton and city of San Luis also, but due to the fact that we were seeing the city of Yuma, for support, so that's why that was included also, to give us a little help in that. Anyway, so let's discuss this on the next Parks and Recs Commission's agenda.
I have a question. I have a question for Jesus. So where did this change come? How did it, like, why is it a concern all of a sudden?
I believe they are concerned that to a point where we have 4 commission members, that half of the commission could be composed of non-residents. And I believe that's their concern, not so much targeting any particular member or ex-member, but in that relevance of the percentages that it could be up to 50%, and they just want to keep it local for only residents. But I mean, that would not affect any current member, including well, it's basically you, Johanna. It's only non-resident.
Well, I don't understand how it's not going to affect me if that's what they're saying to do. It doesn't. It just sounds targeted to me because I'm the only member, and they're concerned about half of them not being residents, but everyone's a resident except for me right now. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
All active members would not be affected if this change occurs. All active members would be allowed to finish their term. It would be only applying for any new candidates or possible members. That's basically the message I received when I presented the modification to the composition.
So, but why was there a modification why was it proposed in the first place is my question.
They brought it up. It was something that council brought up to my attention. I did not bring this forward to the council. It was something that they brought to my attention, and I mentioned that I would review it and mention it on today's meeting. And I mean, if there's a concern, the commission feels this is not the best route to go, or there's another alternative, if we have to present it in May, it would be good for one of the members to be there and represent the commission, being the chair, vice chair, whoever commission elects or is available.
So I don't see any good Samaritan effort from the council bringing it up as a concern.
Yeah, it was basically a request, not too much concern. It was basically a request, like this is what they would like to see in the near future.
And real quick, if I may interject.
Who from council brought it up as a request?
Yes, it was. It's on the video. I honestly don't recall. It's from March 16th. Yeah, but it was several council members. To my recall.
I think it was March 6th.
March
2.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, March 6th.
But yeah, and kind of building off of what Mr. Mesa mentioned on, I think it's going to be a discussion point where it'll require representation from the commission at the meeting to kind of field any questions from city council or concerns, whatever they may be. But as I mentioned during my little spill there, it's like I think it will alienate some of our surrounding community members, especially those that may live, like, let's say, up in the unincorporated parts of Somerton, the Mesa, and then the surrounding counties, where they may not feel like they are part of the city of Yuma, but more the city of Somerton. Yes. And kind of also building off of Commissioner Israel's comments there, it's been in place for actually since the commission was enacted according to the original ordinance, I should say. So that may be a big discussion point to be hashed out internally and then before the city council.
This is definitely that would have to be a topic that would have to be discussed with city council and have that representation and voice your opinion there. I mean, they are going to take into consideration. Any further comments or questions?
I just want to elaborate a little bit here in that matter. That I think our vision is to work together and with that in mind, definitely we have to present a front to the city council, do a little presentation for that, and I agree with Vice Chair Cervantes in matters of not alienating actually people that is willing to serve a commission. If our goal is to actually move the numbers higher than lower, then we have to get together into this. So kind of a surprise me to hear this. But the good thing is, since it's kind of a request, let's see what can we do to find a common ground between us and the city council.
Yes, I invite the commission to review the video. I did present that item. I did mention that Ms. Hessr is a key element of this commission, and her work is greatly appreciated in helping us with structuring of the commission. And we have a good setup right now that we don't want to affect. And that's when Mr. Mayor Anaya mentioned that the current members would not be affected in any way, shape, or form and be eligible to finish their term. That would only be in compliance for any new applicants or candidates.
So, Ms. Hessr, you're going to be the grandfather-in-law will apply to you, basically.
But it would apply because, but I don't see me grandfathered in because the terms do end, and so we do all have to like reapply.
I don't know. Do we have an answer? Do we have?
The way that I see you being our very value member, when there is a will, there's a power. And we'll see. We're going to work together. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and to kind of, I guess, maybe have some sense of ease there. Our terms do end, but if no one is there to pick up the term and we request that we are still going to be on the commission, whatever is in effect at the time still applies, kind of similar to when the college tries to pull a fast one and tries to kind of change you based on course numbers. But no, just to kind of add that, but I think overall it was a bad, it has a bad perception or connotation attached to it, that it is trying to alienate individuals that are not local to the community. I guess there'll be good grounds to kind of push back on it, nonetheless.
Yes, we do have very good grounds. So, Johanna, I hope this is not it is a surprise for us, okay? And,
thank you.
Once again, that is such a wonderful. I have seen you working for this. I've seen you taking your time to do the minutes. We're making progress here in the commission. The fact that now we're able to approve minutes from our own items in the agenda. We didn't have it before, okay? And that's thanks to you and your time. And so, as I said, you are a value member of the commission, and you are very active. Unfortunately, because of the COVID, we haven't been very visible. But now that things are actually going back to normal, and I know you're going to continue being very, very highly involved with us, and I don't want you to feel bad. Okay, you know you have my support, and I'm pretty sure I'm also talking on behalf of my colleagues here that we are here with you, and we're gonna have a good front. Okay.
Thank you very much for your support, fellow commissioners. And if need be, I would like to have a one-on-one meeting with the mayor to just further discuss this as well. And Jesus, if you can relate that for me, I would really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions regarding the discussion for possible item on the agenda for next month? No?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Commissioner Duran.
Oh, I said no.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so then let's follow up with new business. All items are for discussion and possible action. Item number 8.1, discussion and possible action regarding concession opportunities. That's a good news for the Somerton Parks and Recreation Commission during upcoming events. Ms. Brissa Garcia.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Commission, Brissa Garcia, Special Event Coordinator. We are having a last-minute vaccination block party scheduled for May 7th. It starts at 9 in the morning all the way to 10 o'clock at night. The vaccination period will be from 9 in the morning to 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and the actual block party is going to start at 5 in the afternoon all the way to 10 in the afternoon. Before us meeting here today, I had to reach out to Chairman Francisco to ask and see if the commission would be interested in working the beer garden, just like you guys will be doing it for 4th of July, just because I needed to do an overnight on the liquor license. So I am here today to see if you guys are interested in mandating the beer garden and keeping all the revenue for the commission.
Ms. Garcia, thank you very much for the consideration. You heard my answer. My answer was yes, but I would like to hear what the other commission members have to say. And I appreciate the fact that you are keeping us in mind, and I'm glad that little by little we're going to be back into raising funds and making things available again. Because at this point we're being very lucky not to. We haven't had any requests for funding, but I'm pretty sure once the leagues and the sports and everything goes back, then we're gonna have people requesting for funds, and my heart will be broken if we don't have any money left for them. And so if I see the chance to raise funds, I will take it. Anyone?
From my side, I unfortunately will not be available that week, so I won't be able to participate in this run.
I will be available, and if we need volunteers, I will try to get some volunteers to help us with that. So can you repeat the date? I wrote it here for.
So it's going to be May 7th, which is a Friday. And something that I didn't add, and I apologize, is that our vendors will be local businesses only. Mayor and I and council want to make sure that we give that extra push to our local businesses, and the city will buy so much products from that vendor / local business. They will get free samples out to the community, and they'll also be able to sell their items. We are hoping to have 10 maybe businesses we're going to close state, and in the park area we're going to have our barbers, and they can cut their hair for females and males. So it's going to be like the beauty people will be on this side. So we're opening it up to the community. We want people to get vaccinated, and we also want to bring in people so they can meet our local businesses, and hopefully, like you had mentioned earlier, Chair, getting back to whatever the new norm will be, and helping our local businesses as a kick into this year's new year, basically, and hopeful and starting more hopeful now that the vaccine is around.
Commission Chair, I may add, the city will be investing in their businesses. I believe $2,250, right?
Around
$250 for each business, which would be towards giveaways for the community. So it's going to be free food
Free food, basically.
So imagine free haircuts, free food, and, you know, it's first come, first serve, of course, and and also they'll get to sell their food, and we'll also have music, and that's where you guys come in. We'll get everything set for the beer and anything, any revenue. I think it'll be a very successful event just because it's free. And I'm not talking samples. I'm actually, whoever we buy hot dogs from or the city buys hot dogs, they're giving out an actual huge hot dog, you know, like a little sample. So we're very hopeful.
And it comes to my mind, you know, when there's free food, there will be lots of crowds. So,
oh yes.
So, and I think it's neat. I think the council is on the right direction in this issue. So, you know, supporting local vendors, and then having actually the local vendors to be the first one in line to open this normativity, you know, being present. And so I think it's going to be a successful event too, in which I definitely would like to support down in any capacity that I can. And I hope at least we raise $500 so we can keep up on the green numbers. Right now we're very safe. But we have done our little spending.
Francisco, I won't be able to help out, so I apologize ahead of hand.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know, but since I don't think there will be like when those muecas were here. So
Chair, if you just communicate with Mr. Mesa, we'll be more than glad to assist, and it'll be a team. I know that we were speaking earlier about volunteers, so you let us know how we can assist, and I'm sure we can all work together and get you some volunteers for that beer garden.
It sounds perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much for keeping us in mind, and good luck. Well, let's move on with item 8.2. Well, before I move on, any questions? Secretary, Historian Hessr, are you going to be available for that date? I know it's kind of a soon. It will be May 7th.
It's a Friday. I work on Friday, so I will not be able to volunteer since I work on Fridays.
Okay. And
the beer garden would start at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the afternoon.
Yes. Do you copy that?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, it's in the afternoon, so it's from 5 o'clock to 10.
I will follow up with Francisco about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Then any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to item 8.2. Presentation draft of amendment of the Year of the Month program rules and regulations by Jesus Cervantes.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. This is a second presentation for the revision of the Yard of the Month guidelines and procedures. There were 3 revisions in there. There was a revision to the number of judging locations, dropping the number from 4 to 1. There was also a revision to the City Hall hours of operation to be in line with the current ones. And there was also a typo that was discovered. So those were the 3 items that were identified. And I sent out copies the first time and had an open discussion. I think at the previous meeting, we did not have enough members to take a vote on it. But nonetheless, I am open to additional questions if they have come up between then and now. I'll open it up.
Because the video is a little bit behind. You're still talking on the video, so I wonder if people at the conference are hearing you right now.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you. And
No questions.
Commissioner,
Thank you.
okay. So what we need to do, we need to actually make a motion to accept the changes presented by Jesus Cervantes last time. Basically, number one is to move we actually kind of divided the city in 4 blocks originally. Now will be only one. Okay, so we have one year of the month in the city, and that will actually give us the opportunity to serve the number one with fidelity, the program better, and to have hopefully a continuation of this. And there was some typo that was found there. And the third one,
City Hall hours of operation. It was still listed as 6 a.m. to I think 6 p.m. time frame, but that's been resolved, and it just has a general during City Hall normal business hours, just in case it does change in the future again.
So if there is no questions at this moment, I would like to make a motion to accept the changes as presented last month also, and that will benefit the commission, the Parks and Recs Commission. Yes, you're still talking, so I wonder if this. Commissioner Duran, Commissioner Hessr, would you like to support? I make the motion to accept the changes presented by our Vice Chair, Jesus Cervantes, for the Parks and Recs, ADDENDUM.
I second that motion.
Thank you. Okay. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Jesus, now we have a much stronger, solid ADDENDUM program. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. I'll go ahead and update our documentation, and it'll go live on all of our mediums by the end of the week. Yes, anybody that's watching our meeting, remember we do have that Yard of the Month program. You can always visit our webpage or our Facebook page for more information, and or contact the City of Somerton Parks and Recreation Department. Thank you.
Hey. Thank you very much. And last item, 8.3, discussion of possible promotional video to inform community pet waste and pay.
Vice Chairman.
Okay, and we'll have Chairman Vasquez for item number 8.3, a discussion of possible promotion video to inform the community of a pet waste campaign.
Since now, we're becoming more involved with the community in serving the city, through the Parks and Recs Commission, it is kind of sad to see that we still need a little bit of education in matters of keeping our parks safe and clean. And what I mean by clean is sometimes I've been around parks, the Joe Munoz Park, the Council Park, and I noticed that sometimes people that is actually, with pets, they don't have the time to clean after their pets, and that's not okay. So I actually went to visit a friend of mine in Foothills, and I noticed that even on the residential areas, they do have some signage encouraging people to clean after their pets. So I would like to propose if you can help me to, create a video in which we can actually post it through our website and Facebook to help people understand the benefits of cleaning after their pets. Okay, later on, maybe we can even move to possible signage, but at this point, let's start like one step at a time. First, informational, educational, okay, and then maybe through our own funding, we can actually buy some signage to put close to in the streets close to the parks or adjacent to the parks, like encouraging people to clean. I noticed that the city is doing a wonderful job, especially on the corridors that we have on the east side behind the Casa de Gloria. I don't know if it's still Casa de Gloria or not. But there is actually stations in which people can get their plastic bags to pick up. The efforts are there. Then I noticed that at the dog park, actually there is bags right there. Sometimes they're empty, but I see that now I can see them more often there. So we're in the right direction. We just need to keep pushing for the beautification and the safety and of everyone here. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Commissioner Israel.
Oh, I was just going to say it's a great idea, and I definitely want to support it. I don't know when are we supposed to discuss the planning, but I think it's a wonderful idea that's definitely needed, and it's a good strategy to do the video and the signage. So
yeah,
you have my support.
With Brissa. Thank you. I have spoken with Brissa, and she's willing to help us get the whatever we need to have the video done. And there will be somebody that will help us edit the video, to make it look professional. Like the one that they did for the first year of the month when we recognized the first year of the month. It was a beautiful video done. And I was surprised that it was done with a very, very small camera, but it looks so nice with music, it was very, very beautiful video. And so it will not be a lot of, it will not take a lot of time. We just need to be together. So I would like to see every member, participate with your saying in it, okay? Because at the end, we represent our city, and each of you is an important asset into this. So imagine that you're walking and then you step into a dog's poo, you will be upset. It hasn't happened.
I have a comment. I have a comment.
Go for it.
Jesus, can somebody get cited for not picking up after dogs? Isn't that some sort of littering? Maybe we could add something to that, because here along the pathway in Casa de Gloria, there are bags and everything, but people sometimes they just don't care. There was an older gentleman. I told him, "Are you gonna pick it up?" And he said, "No, I don't have a bag. Do you have a bag?" And I was running like, "Why would I have a bag? There's stations there." And sure enough, he didn't pick it up. And some people just don't care. Like, we just tell them, I don't know if there's something we can add to that video that you could be cited. I don't know. At this point,
that's a great idea. We have an officer with us too, so just they do have a PR, so it's for the good of. Yeah, I actually had an incident close to the John Munoz Park, very similar to you, Commissioner Duran, in which there was this person walking two dogs, and one of them was a very large size, so you can imagine the leftover. And when I approached that person, I said, I offered him a plastic bag. Oh my God, he got upset with me, like, "Hey, who do you think you are?" And he became really confrontational and aggressive. So I had to drop the issue, and I said, "Okay." Yes. But no, I understand where you're going through. Yeah, definitely we need to do this, and I like that idea to actually mention that the possible fines,
And we can have an officer speak on that? Like you, I think you said that, right? An officer?
Yes, that's correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think that's an excellent idea.
Okay, well, then let's go to Hollywood and let's make a movie about it. let's uncover the secret lives of pets. Okay, because right now it's a secret kept by everyone that it is important to actually clean after the. I'm actually in the culture of telling always my kids, even if we walk in the middle of nowhere, we carry plastic bags and say, you know what, we have to leave the place as we find it. And now that the city is investing in this beautiful walk pathways and beautification, I'll be very proud to see that we're contributing also to that end.
Council, Commission Member Ron, we can always look into that comment, that item, just to get further clarification if there's anything in existence regarding to a city ordinance that regulates that type of citation. If not, it's something that could be brought before council for consideration. And there is some signage, especially at the dog park, but I mean, additional signage wouldn't be a bad idea. And the city is part of a statewide campaign. Just want to put that out there that promote leash and pick up after your pet. That's gonna help.
Yeah, I don't recall actually reading by city ordinance of those signage. Okay, so maybe you're right. There's something that we need to check and to see if there is an existing. If not, then probably we can request the city council to support us with that. If not, I think there is. There is an ordinance established, gosh, like 17 years ago.
Yeah, overall, I'm going to mention they are good points to be making in relation to feedback from Commissioner Duran and Chairman Vasquez. I too have been down the pathways and seen individuals walking their pets and they don't pick up after them. And it's unfortunate that sometimes you are walking down the east side path and all you see on the path is the aftermath of a pet being there. It's not really a good sight, especially when you have multiple families out there enjoying a walk, even bike riders riding their bike. So I'm in agreement with everything that was said, and especially the educational aspect of things, because I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be a responsible pet owner. You can't just have a pet just to say that you have a pet. You know, it equates to almost having a child. I mean, they are necessities that a pet has, and responsibilities are associated with it. And I think once we start the educational campaign and aspect of it, it'll hopefully ramp up. And unfortunately, it may get to the point where citations may need to be issued, and I think our animal control officers have been doing an excellent job with enforcing of other items there. And circling back to the comment of being a responsible pet owner, I kind of harp on that comment because to me, sometimes it's saddening that on the animal control Facebook page, you keep seeing the same pets over and over again. I mean, or at least to me, they appear to be the same pets over and over again. And I think that it goes back to that educational aspect of it. You know, you need to be more responsible with keeping pets and cleaning up after them. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, unfortunately, it may go up to creating some sort of city ordinance if one doesn't exist yet, where a citation may be issued if you're not cleaning up after your pet, or in other cases, to keeping your pet on a leash. I've seen that as well, where there's kids at the park enjoying the green space, and somebody is enjoying time with their pet as well, but their pet may come off as being aggressive to kids, and it chases the kids and scares them. And that's where I think that leash law would come into play as well. I mean, it's nothing against having you play with your pets out in the open, but just when you're walking from point A to point B, make sure they're secured. Because, I mean, you just never know. You know, if I don't know how your pet is normally, I may assume that he is dangerous or not. You know, and it can be any pet. not just singling out any breed or anything like that. And when I use the term pet, I kind of use it universally. I don't care if it's a dog, a cat, a crocodile, whatever pet you have, you need to be responsible for it.
Totally agree with you, Vice Chair Cervantes. Totally. It's So I'm already kind of finding a little part for us to say, like probably Vice Chair Cervantes can actually do the part in which addresses the issue of dogs on leash. I would like to address the issue on the leftovers, the poop. Okay, maybe Commissioner Cervantes, Hessr can help us with safety. Maybe Duran can help us with sports and pets. Everything together with the purpose of educating our public or locals here. Any other questions?
So when are we going to work on this project? What's the dates?
That's a good question. Let me get back to you on that. So because I know Brissa has a very, very busy schedule, but I can actually I will get in contact with you also, okay, and we can let's kind of do a draft, and then but I would like to see this done no later than June. Okay, so between April, May, or June, and hopefully by June we can now have a video posted in our website and on Facebook too.
Commission Chair, if I may add, for this type of project, best point of contact would be a graphic designer. I can always channel that information or invite her to the next meeting and put out, maybe have some type of plan in place for concept to review, and she might be able to attend the meeting and provide further details and schedule for recording and all that.
Perfect.
Or if the commission would like to meet earlier, I can always make some arrangements.
Sounds great. If we actually meet for the purpose of creating this video, do we need to post that we're gonna be?
As long as it's no more than, since it's only 4 of us, probably as long as it's no more than 2 commission members at once. So,
we can schedule. You know what? Depending on your availability.
And I think it's easily doable because I don't think we all need to be sitting there at once. Because I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like everyone would have a unique part and role in it. So that's fine. But and if not, if we would need if you would need all of us to be present at once, then yeah, we would need to publicly post it that we'll be meeting, and there may be more than the 2 commission members there, but no action will be taken or discussion.
I will even volunteer my dog as an example. Okay.
Me too. I volunteer my dog too.
Excellent. So now we have a video. So
the dogs
okay.
Instead of me.
Say it again.
The dogs can come out instead of me.
There you go. Yes, since they're the number 1 reason why we're doing this. Okay, so you're gonna hear from me, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I will try to get with Mr. Our Parks and Rec director, okay, to help me with the graphic designer. Hopefully, a person, and we'll have something ready to shoot. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Vasquez.
Thank you.
Okay, I now turn over the chair seat back to Chairman Vasquez.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Thank you. What happened? Testing. Oh my. Wrong microphone. Thank you, Vice Chair Cervantes. Now let's move on to summary of current events, future agenda items. So definitely we have one item, a hot item to discuss on the next agenda. So we'd like you to include the request of the council to for the Somerton residents only Parks and Recs Commission. Aisha?
I have a few items, but I want to start off with the current event. I was invited to the Oriental House grand opening earlier in the week, and I attended it with several of our elected officials and economic development. I was invited to represent the commission there due to the owner actually giving us a donation. The owner of Oriental House donated a check for $2,000 to the Parks and Rec Commission. So that was a big, awesome, and a thank you. It just shows that it doesn't matter what size or business, you can always reinvest in your community. And I think Oriental House is kind of setting an example for current and future businesses to hopefully start reinvesting in the community as time allows, you know. But I wanted to mention that during our current events, and as I said, give them kudos for that donation. It'll be put to good use, and as I mentioned in some of our other press releases, welcome to Somerton, and we're glad to have you in the community. And then I'll open it up to a quick comment if any commission member wants to make one before I move on to my usual laundry list of agenda items.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm surprised to hear that number. As I would like to meet that person if it's possible. You know, just to say official thank you on the next scheduled agenda, because it's a new business in town, and I'm extremely happy and that you know that they have chosen the Parks and Recs Commission for their support. So once again, I guess we're on the right direction. So Vice Chairman, thank you for delivering that good news.
I have a question, Jesus Cervantes. I heard about there was going to be a donation for Parks and Rec, but I didn't know it was for the commission, because I heard about it at work. Someone from work was saying, "Oh, they're doing a fundraiser for the soft grand opening, and it's going to be for Parks and Rec," but I didn't know it was going to be for the commission. How did that happen?
I'm not sure the particulars, but in meeting with Hessr with economic development, he's the one that mentioned it. It might have been a kind of an umbrella statement, but that's how we wound up with receiving the donation amount.
I guess it wasn't communicated to the commission, which I find a little interesting, which is why I'm questioning it. That why wasn't it communicated to the commission that there was going to be a fundraiser for the commission?
Yeah, Joe, yes, Mr. Hector Tapia was the one that was coordinating with the owner of Oriental House. He did mention it to myself. I believe I only mentioned it to some of the commission members. I apologize for that, but he did mention it to myself. But the ceremony, the soft opening, was a little bit short notice. That's when I directed that same day that information to commission chair and the commission vice chair, and that's how Mr. Cervantes ended up participating in that particular ceremony.
Okay, thank you for responding to that question.
Okay, any additional comments before I move on to, I guess, my list? Commissioner Duran?
None at this time, thank you.
Okay, cool. Then moving on to future agenda items. If I know it's Public Works that still maintains the paths. If we could maybe get an update as to what they have planned to maybe be a bit more proactive. I'm starting to receive a bit more complaints from residents that the weeds are overgrowing the paths. And I know a while back there were two gigantic, I think they started off as weeds and they looked like trees. And some of our community members had safety concerns over them. They have since been knocked down. Now the majority of the feedback we get is the weeds that are overgrowing everywhere. And I know it's expected because it's springtime and it's when weeds do pop up, but I did mention I was going to follow up and try to get an update on that. Okay. And then I guess on the same topic, there's still questions as to the path that runs from Centennial Park to Main Street. It doesn't light up at night. It's still dark. So that was another concern that was brought up as well under the guise of safety.
Pathway from Somerton Avenue to Centennial Park?
Yes, the one that runs along the apartment complex. Yeah. It doesn't light up at night. And then I think that was, yeah, that's it from my side. Oh no, I do have one other thing. I did have a resident also inquire about the future of our sports programs, if there was a tentative plan to start reopening sports later on, only because they currently are signing up their kids for programs in Yuma, but they'd rather have them here in Somerton rather than having to drive out there and support another city's program. So maybe we could get a quick brief, at least at where we're at right now. I know it's still kind of changing on a daily, but just to be able to give some feedback to that individual. And with that, I have nothing else.
I just have a few announcements for current events. Just want to mention briefly that the ADDENDUM tournament was very successful, even though it was a little bit short notice. We were able to gather 12 teams. It ended up gathering a total of $2,857 with 86 cents. That amount has been confirmed, which is going to go towards senior center program and their activities, which they are scheduled to go on their yearly trip around September. Also, Ramadas and all facilities are now open. Splash pads are going to be ready this Friday. We are taking reservations now for Ramadas and for facility rentals, including the community center for any date after September 1st. But registrations are now open, and alcohol permits are now being considered for approval. Joe Munoz Park is now going to have piñata poles at all the Ramadas. Just want to mention that we are in the process of installing 2 new piñata poles. They're top of the line. They're very presentable, and it's going to be progressively being changed so they're all uniform and appropriate height and safety wise being fitting for the community. Also, we are scheduled to reopen the Culture Center May 3rd, the week of May 3rd, for programming. We are gathering with instructors next week. We are going to discuss new policies and procedures, some minor changes to the actual regulations of the community center that are going to be for the benefit of the community and the programs. And we are seeking our teacher currently. We have some interest from a Zumba teacher to be part of the actual program of the Culture Center, but we're still seeking our teacher. And if Commission Chair, we can channel that contact again, please. I would appreciate it. So we can contact that individual who showed some interest previously for our meeting next week. Also, Joe Munoz project was finished last week. The slab and the fencing is turning out really nice. We are going to install lighting, 4 posts on each corner that are going to cover the entire area. 18-foot high with some sonotubes that are going to increase it over 20 feet. The lighting should be pretty well lit. Also, we are looking for quotes right now for striping and surfacing because we want to add the city logo, a nice surfacing and striping for volleyball and basketball. And also the net that we want to install there should have usability for tennis, just for practice purposes. Of course, it's not going to be able to have the striping for the 3 sports in 1 court is too much, but the usual standards, volleyball and basketball. And I have some other updates, but I'll forward them on the weekly because it's a lot of projects going on right now. Those are the outstanding ones for right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I did a walk on the improvements for the Joe Munoz Park. Yeah, I was very pleased. A big difference now. The fencing, everything. So it has 2 main entrances to it. Am I right? So there will be no locks on it. We're gonna lock them for right now until they're done, and the hoops are gonna be installed after the surfacing is being placed. Because all the features are pretty much top of the line, and start getting some use out of them pretty soon. Now, just one quick question: in matters of graffiti removal, are you gonna have like someone like? I think we passed a graffiti removal like within the 24 hours. If a city employee sees that, to report it. Yeah. Now, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to tag and whatever. Exactly. So what materials? What materials they're gonna use to not to if they tag? I mean, or spray painted the floor or whatever. Are they gonna be like resistant to that, or it's gonna have a protective coating to it. Okay. But I mean, the appropriate supplies are gonna have to be used to remove the graffiti. We are in the process of installing more cameras at that site, because the current ones need to be updated. That can help track any vandalism and trespassers. Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions? For future events, Commissioner Duran?
No, not this time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Secretary Historian Johanna Hessr?
Not at this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So at this moment it is 7:16. I would like to adjourn the meeting since there is no more.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Thank you. Same goes for you. Have a good night. Good night. We'll see you next month.